Good afternoon, students. Today, in the chapter that is some basic concepts of chemistry, we are going to study about Dalton's atomic theory. Okay, and further, we will discuss about its limitations also. So, basically, students, you have earlier studied this topic in 10th class also about the Dalton's atomic theory. Okay, so we will study the basic theory given by Dalton. There are some features or some basic points which we will discuss. So let us begin. Students, you are very well known with the fact about the Dalton's atomic theory that in 1808 Dalton put forward a theory which is known as Dalton's atomic theory. Okay, the main points of these theory are, student, firstly I must tell you that it may not ask in your exam because there is limitations of this theory. In 10th class it was an important topic, but for now this is not the important topic, but you have to again recall the concept of Dalton's atomic theory, or you have to just have the idea that how scientists think and how they invent. Okay, so basically Dalton's given these theories, you can see here. First, second, there are some 8 theories, and basically most of the theories failed. Okay, or there is some drawback in them. We doesn't say that the theory failed, we said that there is some limitation. So after that we have also to study about the limitations, then we will discuss about the modern atomic theory. Okay, which is based on the Dalton's atomic theory. Okay, so students, you can see the very first theory. It says that matter is made up of extremely small indivisible particles called atom. So Dalton's in his experiments, or he observed that the matter which we are discussing about earlier also, I have told you the matter, that is anything which occupies space and has mass, okay, is made up of extremely small indivisible particles. Okay, he said that the matter is made up of very small indivisible particles, and he called them as atoms. Okay, and one more thing which he said, that the atom is a solid hard sphere. Okay, so he assumed the atom as a sphere. He also assumed it as electrically neutral. So both the two assumptions were right, that is, it is electrically neutral. We all know that atom is electrically neutral. Okay, and it is a sphere. But students, this statement or this theory, that is, it is indivisible particle, it has some limitations. Okay, which we will discuss further. Or you can understood here also, you know that there are some more small particles rather than atom that is present inside the atom, and these are basically, suppose the structure of an atom, we assume the structure of atom as a sphere, and we assume this as orbitals where there is probability of finding electrons. So electron are found in the orbitals, and in the center there is nucleus where proton and neutron exist. Okay, so the final structure of atom was this, which was observed, or which was studied after many theories. Firstly, J.J. Thomson given the model of plum pudding model, or you can say watermelon model, where he said that electron are embedded inside the atom. So that theory was failed, because when the experiment of Niels Bohr, then it was found that the plates are deviated. So it was assumed that as the atom is electrically neutral, so electron must surround in a part, okay, in an orbit, because if they will not surround or revolve in an orbit, then the atom will collapse. Okay, why? Because you can assume this condition, that if electron is just revolving, then electron will revolve, and it just releasing energy, it will collapse, it will fall in the nucleus. Okay, and you know about the positive and negative. As nucleus is positive and electron is negative, so the atom will collapse. Okay, and the concept of electrical neutrality will be failed. So for this, you have to just assume the final structure of atom, that is this, their center there is nucleus in which proton and neutron are there, and in the orbit electron is revolving. Okay, so you have seen that inside the atom, or there are more minute particle rather than atom, and these are electron, proton, neutron. So Dalton failed to tell them. Okay, then students, there is the very second theory, that is, you can see here, atom of all element are identical in all respect. So his assumption was that the atom of all element are identical in all respect. Then he assumed that, or given the theory that atom of different element have different masses. He said that atom of different element will have different mass. Okay, but he doesn't assume the conditions of isotopes and isobars. He also said that atoms of same element or different element combine together to form compound. At that time it was called as compound atoms, but now it is considered as molecule. Okay, also he said that atom combine with one another to form, you can assume it as molecule. So they do so in simple ratio like 1:1, like 2:1. But you have seen many compounds like you can say polymers, like carbohydrates. So these are not found in simple whole ratio. Okay, so it's this theory also has the limitation. Then he said that atoms of two elements may combine in different ratio to form more than one compound. Then he said that an atom is the smallest particle that take part in a chemical reaction, and basically he said this as the atom as a whole take part in the reaction. But when you practically see that, this is because of the movement of electrons, protons or neutrons. Okay, so this theory was also have some limitation. Then he said that an atom can neither be created nor destroyed. Basically this statement says that atom cannot be destructed. Okay, but now in modern practice you have seen that from nuclear reactions, from bombarding, we can just destruct the atom. Okay, so this is about the theories of Dalton's. Okay, and they have limitations. So let us see the limitations. Some limitations I have earlier discussed. Students, there will a point raised in your mind that why we are studying as there is limitations. So basically student, as it was first milestone toward the inner structure of matter. Okay, and he gave powerful initiative to the scientist about the study of matter during the 19th century. Just assume 100 of years ago he has given these theory. After that the researches were done, or scientists have given experiment in 20th century. Okay, so basically he has given these theories in 19th century. That why it is assumed at a milestone, as if there are limitations. So we will study that limitations. So basically students, as there were some drawback, or you can say limitations, so let us see them. Actually the Dalton's theory couldn't explain the law of chemical combination by mass, but he failed to explain the law of gaseous volume. Okay, then student, it could not explain that why atoms of different element have different masses. Okay, there is no reason that why the atoms of different element have different masses. Then the atoms were no longer constituted be indivisible. So you can assume this. Earlier also I have told you, when we perform nuclear reactions, then the atom can be destructed. Okay, or atom can be converted, and this interconversion is called as transmutation. Basically what happens that atoms of an element may be changed into another. For example, if we are taking nitrogen, then it can be changed to oxygen when we bombard with alpha rays. So about these alpha rays, beta rays, gamma rays, you will discuss in physics also, and you will discuss in about them in later chapters. Okay, so students, this was about the limitations. Then there were limitations raising new terms like isotopes and isobar. So basically he said that atoms of same element may have different masses. Okay, his statement was that atom of same element may have different atomic masses. But when you will see the concept of you can say hydrogen, okay, so there you will see that hydrogen is formed in 3 isotopic form. Okay, very first is protium, then second is deuterium, then third is tritium. So what you see here is that they have different atomic numbers but have same atomic masses. Okay, then student, he also doesn't given the concept, he just stated that atoms of different element may have same atomic mass. Okay, and so having these concepts, this was not the limitation, this was, you can say, the modern concept arising from the concept of Dalton. This concept basically says that atom of different element may have same atomic mass. So you have heard the concept of isobar. Okay, students, you have who have studied by me in 10th classes, they have know about the concept of isobars. Here basically what happens, the atoms of calcium and argon, suppose I am giving an example, suppose the atom of calcium and argon. Okay, so these are different elements, you can see here, but these different elements have same atomic masses. Okay, they are different element, that is calcium having 20 atomic number and argon having 18 atomic number, but their masses are same, that is 40. Their masses are same, sorry, calcium and argon. Okay, talking about calcium, its atomic number is 20, talking about argon, its atomic number is 18, but their masses are what, 40, that is same. Okay, and when you will see the concept of Dalton, he said that here he has said that atom of same element combine together to form compound atoms, and when they compound in one another, smallest particle, here is the line. Okay, atom of two element may combine in different ratio to form more than one compounds. Okay, so these lines or these theories have limitations, and then the modern theories came, and basically the modern theories were that atom is no longer considered to be indivisible, because we have seen that there are some more particles like electron, like proton, and like neutron. So atom is divisible, but whenever you will give the definition of atom, then it is always said that atom is the smallest particle of matter. Okay, now students, the second, or you can say the modern atomic theory says that atom of same element may have different atomic mass. So modern theory given the concept of isotopes. Okay, then modern theory says that atoms of different element may have same atomic mass. Then the concept of isobars have been given. Okay, and as earlier also said, the Dalton said that atom combine in simple whole ratio, but I have also given you the examples of like carbohydrates. If you see carbohydrates, suppose any C6H12O6, so you can see here the ratio. Okay, the ratio varies. Or if you will see the concept of sugar, suppose cane sugar, so cane sugar has the formula C12H22O11. Okay, So when you will see the ratio of them, then ratio is simply 12:22:11. This is not a simple whole ratio. Okay, so again the theory has the limitation, and modern theory says that it can combine to form molecules having ratio is not fixed, and it is also a integral. Okay, then students, the Bezier concept given by Dalton, that is atom is the smallest particle and take part in a chemical reaction as a whole, it was also limited. Now the theory was given as that though an atom is made up of small particles such as electron, proton and neutron, yet atom is the smallest particle that take part in the chemical reaction. So this assumption was never failed, as if we all know that there is electron, proton and neutron, but this assumption was not failed. Atom is always said as the smallest particle. Okay, so this is all about today's lecture. Thank you, class.